Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is Rising Star 2 from Gilly Games. And before we get into today's episode, I was reading through the developer notes and I noted that I missed an update that happened a couple of weeks ago. I thought I'd mention it real quick. They have added the ability that when you are booking a tour to set a minimum distance between gigs and the maximum number of gigs in an area. So I don't think this was on here when we did our last show or tour. And so I thought I'd point that out if you're playing along. That is a nice new ad. And what it allows you to do, if you click on these, it'll spell it out for you here. What is the minimum distance in miles between each gig? Setting a higher value allows you to reach more areas. And then the other one, the maximum gigs in an area, tells you that a lower number helps you reach more areas. So if you're really looking to kind of spread the word about your band or hit multiple places, that is what you would want to play with, those two settings. That is actually fantastic. I was really glad to see that. It's a nice little ad. I wish there was a bit of control over a couple of the other things that happen, but you know what? I'll take it. This is a win. Let's also look at under manager. I didn't mean to do that exactly. Let's go here. This isn't something new, but something I decided I wanted to do. I've got this one gig here in Oklahoma City in a few days, and I thought maybe what I would do is go ahead and try setting up a few more, if possible. He might not be able to do it. We are popular enough now that honestly, when we try to book something like this, we will get, 25,000 seat openings that we're working with. And I'm okay with that too, but I just thought maybe we'd go ahead and try to toss something in here. With that said, I'm trying to clean up my song list and we have some work to do there as well. But I think it'll be okay. We don't have to take everyone that he offers us. I did go ahead and bump this up to 100. Hope I don't live to regret that, but we're going to go ahead and ask him to book us a few things. Maybe we'll get a couple in here trailing this one. We have a few days before that to prepare. So there you have it. That's kind of my short-term plan. As always, we want to see what we can improve. And I am recalling that we had done quite a bit of this, merging things up. We've done a pretty good job of staying ahead of that for a while now. And I've been trying to be a little quicker about it because who wants to just watch this for 20 minutes in a video, right? That's just boring. With that said, it's a necessary evil in the game. I kind of wish there was like an auto merge that I don't even care anymore. I've got so many pieces to work with. Just toss them together for me. That would be a great ad, I think. But I also get that, how does it make some decisions? Do I do digital? Do I do outcast? Which way should it go? And that would be tough. I would be probably willing to say maybe bump everything up to level 20, however you want to do it, and I'll figure it out from there kind of thing. That might be one way to address that sort of, outcome. I'm just spitballing here. Nobody listens to me. So just some thoughts on how I would maybe approach that if it were up to me, and it is not. So and that's probably for the best, if I'm being honest. All right, we got that done. Let's go ahead and write a song. And I do want to, again, take a quick peek. As I recall, we had way too many digital and we had way too many homegrown. We kind of pared down the homegrown, right? How are we doing on digital now? It looks like we're pretty good there. And then, here they are. Okay, it was grabbing some other attitudes for me. Can we there we go. Sorry. You can do this. We have 4 of those, only one fast. Maybe we'll go ahead and grab another fast of those. I know, was it confidence is the other one? Anxiety and comfort. Okay, I don't recall what the other one that is popular. Oh, well, never mind. That was last month. I think we did have that discussion at some point. So confidence was good. We don't have any of those. Comfort, we don't want any of those. Anxiety, we don't have any of those. And technical, we have a few of those, so that's good. All right, so we have a little bit of a palette to work with if we're going to be in Missouri anyway. Wouldn't hurt to see what is happy in Oklahoma right now. Indulgence is popular in Oklahoma. And as we know, the opposite of indulgence is stewardship. So we don't want to be working on those right now. Okay, coming back out here, let's see what we can find. Okay. Well, let's start with 30. Let's start with a lower 35 from a difficulty perspective from Kiwi. And let's see if we can get a decent lyric. Conformity. And I'm sorry, I keep forgetting it. Comfort and conformity in my head are almost the same word, and that's throwing me right now. So we have 3 of these. Let's go ahead and we'll make one of those. That should be easy enough. 70. If we can't get to 100 here, I don't know what we're going to do. So, okay, we have a 21 here from Angel, which means we'd need a 25 down here in the greens. And Kiwi has a 35. Let's try to save that if we can. So maybe not going to be able to use that one. What else do we have? We have a 15. So now in rhythm, we would need a 15, and there is a 15. Are there any others? There aren't. Kiwi heavy song. That's okay, though. Just barely gets out of the basic musicianship, which is important because, well, actually, I guess I do remember that. They're not considered opposites, I don't think. That's an interesting thing about technical and basic. They aren't exactly opposites. You don't get penalized for the other type of song when an attitude is positive for the other. Okay, there we go. That's enough on that. And let's see, this is a Conformity song, and I have my little list here of titles that I can never pick from anyway. Probably be better for me to just like have a random generate. Oh, I could use Todd's, but I'd run into things there that just don't really get it for me. How about this one? I kind of like this name, and I don't know if it will work, but I don't think we've used it. All right, and Conformity, we do want a digital high, so let's go ahead and we'll go with high for this one. There we go. It is written and it is finished. We'll go ahead and go with a digital next. I think that is a good idea. First, we're going to merge. Let's see if we got some greens to merge. We were kind of absent in those, weren't we? Here's one for him. And here's some 10s for him. I'm going to go with the bigger number for now. Again, technical is in vogue right now, so we're going to work with those where we can. Man, he's got a lot of them coming up here, doesn't he? Okay, let's get some of these 3s. We could do a couple of more 3s and a couple of 1s. As is always the case, it seems. Kiwi has some 1s. Go with that. No more 1s down there. Well, okay then. Xavier, my man, there we go. And then let's see about writing a digital song. So can't sort by attitude on this screen. That's okay. Went too far. Does she have any high digital? She does not. Okay, so we're going to have to come down to the other folks. Chad has a 25 digital. We'll go with that. He's got 2 of them, actually. Both of those could work. Let's see if we can get a really good riff built off of that first. That would be a great start for us because he has 2 options for melody then. And he has a 25 right here. Let's go up to riff. Riff. And not seeing what I want it there. So I'm wondering if, do we have another 25 here? Kiwi had one. Is that the one we were using? I think that's the one we were using. And we're probably going to have to use that. Maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be a 35 riff. I don't see one. Back out there. Back in here. Take this off. Some 25s do come up now. There's a 35 too. Let's grab that one and then see if we can get a 15 for melody. And we can. Okay. So digital songs. And I was thinking of something that maybe had like a flavor of an error. And I can't think of anything right out of, how about, no, that's too geeky. I was thinking like something about a 404 error. Remember the fail whale for Twitter many years ago when there'd be a problem? Throw up the fail whale. I always thought that was kind of funny. It was clever. Let's go with, yeah, that's just stupid, but there we go. Drained batteries. All right. There we go. At least once a day, I seem to hear somebody say something about how their cell phone ran out of battery or something needed to be charged or whatever. So we'll go with that. I think that works. Okay, that is another day down. Let's, well, keep on at it. I think we have 3 songs now that we need to practice. So we're going to, instead of writing today, we're going to just practice. But let's first see if we can find any of these that can go. There we go, Topher. Good job. Excellent. We're halfway there. Find another 10-15 combo. We are done. Not seeing one right now, though. Done pretty well with the reds and the blues and getting those caught up. So I guess we can go and look at some lyrics. Angel with Conformity. She also has Trust she could work on, but let's do that. Go with Trust. Oh no, we went with Outcast because I did exactly what Anyway, moving on. This is these are the 3 songs. So we have a lot of songs to practice actually. So 1, 2, 3. We're not going to get this done. I'm disappointed in that. Let's do all songs today. That'll be 20 of them. Oh, and he's got some possible work for us. Let's see what he's got. Okay, in Wichita on the 8th of next month. We're going to say no to that one. Wichita on the 8th of next month. Interesting. I guess he really wants us to go there. We'd be headlining. Let's do that one. We'll take that. Okay. November 11th. That is coming up. That's this Saturday, right? In Oklahoma City. We're already in Oklahoma City. This is a good fit. We'll take that one. And then on the following Monday in Norman, we're opening. Let's pass on that one and that one. That would be Tuesday. It gives us a couple of days. Let's go a little later. Next Friday. There we go. In Lawton, Oklahoma. We're spending a lot of time in Oklahoma. That's okay though. This looks like a smaller venue. I like that. That should get us some reputation there. Okay, so we've done that. Picked up a couple of gigs. Really all I wanted to do was just, pad our stats a little bit in that area. So here we go. We can now practice these songs outright. I realize we're going to skip a merge here or 2, but I kind of want to get going. So we're going to just practice these 3. Let's see where we get. We're going to get to 38. 37. We're almost there. And we do need to go to our next gig, it's telling us. So we can do that. Oklahoma City, oh, that's not that long of a drive actually, but okay. We'll take him up on it. We must be just outside the limit. Maybe 500 miles is the limit per day. I don't know. So we have driven to and from Oklahoma City from St. Louis in a day. Yeah, it's not an impossible task. So, all right, today, the Sandra Shaw Arena. Here we go. Let's show up and let's play our music. Of course, fortunately, we won't have those new ones to try out. And let's go ahead and clear the set. And I know we haven't really played some of these, have we? Like, have we even 50 people who've seen that one? That's it. Speed dimming, 50 people. Take my hand. That one's bigger. Okay, so these have been seen, but those first 2, we want to make sure those get on the ticket if possible. So we'll close that, and I'm going to put them out there, and then I will sort and make sure they're not on the bottom. They are not. So now we'll go to the top. Not ready. Overthinking things. Prom queen. Yeah, this one is, so the piano means that this one is about getting a possible award for Kiwi. We'll have to record and release that song this year in order to make that a possibility. We've got a little bit of time. Next month, we can see if we got any others to put together a nice little album. Okay, so far, we're looking at this, and then Drained Batteries isn't ready. Beautiful Breakdown isn't ready. Freedom Learns. That's one people do like. We'll go with that. I'm down here, and then, let's go with the uniform. Yeah, let's do that. In fact, maybe we swap these two because we know it's a good finish. There we go. $12,000 happy fans. We're not going to hit 100, folks. We're not going to get close to 100. Okay, misjudged that a little bit. And there you go. So I will say this. Some of the reasons that I think I missed those is I've got my own playthrough that I kind of mess with to see if there's things I want to try out, or, if I can figure anything else new out before I'm actually just recording it flat. And I sometimes confuse how well the bands are doing. So my other band is doing quite a bit better at this point, unfortunately. So I think I was kind of expecting that would have gone a little better. Nonetheless, it went, and that's what matters. 17 shirts, could have done better there. We did get a nice little payout, though, $4,200 to us. We did pay the crew just a little bit. This crew is probably just the merchandising person. We might want to look at that, see what else we need to get. Only a couple of copies of our album, so we'll see. Oh, they really, okay. This was a slow song, and we did not have them amped up enough yet. Prom Queen is not a song they like. Fair enough. Yeah. I don't know if we learned anything here. Speed Demon did okay. It wasn't great. So that's okay, though. We learned a lesson. I've got a quick misclicking there. There we go. That was my screen background, by the way, folks. That's what you just saw there. I decided to make it Rising Star 2 when I'm doing these, and that way if I do misclick, I don't have to do a half hour of editing to find where I did it and all that kind of stuff. So, okay, next up is Oklahoma City again. So we're going to find a hotel tonight, and that means we'll do some merging, and I guess we might as well write a song, right? Let's see what this is right around the corner. It's a hotel. I do kind of wish also, speaking of my wish list of things that I wish were different in the game, which are very few, and they're all nitpicky, I kind of wish that the amount you're spending for a hotel impacts you in some way other than your pocketbook. I don't think you get more rest or write better songs or anything like that at a hotel versus a motel. And I kind of wish that maybe there was more impetus other than being able to rip the sink out of the wall for doing a hotel, and then maybe a fancier hotel. I don't know, maybe it would just be the point structure. Maybe a $60 a night motel if I do this. Maybe that is a different rate than what we're seeing right now with a number of points in that would be different than what we otherwise are seeing. Can I break that mirror? I don't think I can. So can't move the chair. Yeah. And I'm philosophically opposed to trying to break the Bible. So, oops, there we go. Broke that guy, though. Oh, the TV. So this is one thing we can do. And why is it throwing everything like right away? There we go. All right. So new song ideas like crazy. That gives us plenty to do in the future. That is the only reason that I can think of that you take a hotel over a motel. I don't believe it rests anybody better. I don't think you get any better bumps here or anything like that. So that would be kind of a nice little add. Maybe you rest better, or maybe you get 5 bonus points writing a song or something like this. I don't know. There's no perfect decisions there, right? But I would just like for it to feel like there is a reason that I'd want to stay in a nicer hotel. So Here we go, just merging up real quick. These are all those new song ideas we got for ripping a sink out of a wall. And what else we have? I was realizing, many of you know I had eye surgery a couple of months ago now, and for the most part everything's going well, but I was realizing yesterday that one of the big problems I have with the eye that was operated on is straight lines aren't straight anymore. And so these wigglies are just next to impossible to detect unless I close that eye. I had a patch for a while where it was just covered, and that honestly made things a little easier. I'm debating if for the next video, if I might go ahead and just go that route. Because this is actually exceptionally difficult to find these right now without squinting. So there we go. And of course, I hate this part of the time spent. I don't mind doing the work. I don't like the dead air, so to speak. You know, you're never supposed to have dead air. And there we go. Okay, that's all our points. We're going to go ahead and write a song. I wish I had thought to try bumping up Indulgence. That might have been a fun one to maybe work with. But instead, we could go with Digital again. We could go with Outcast. Why don't we go with Outcast? See if we can find anything for that. Oh, and Angel has a good Outcast here too. So let's skip that. We'll start with Parts. That is my usual MO. I think you all know that. Let's see if we can do something fun with Kiwi here. No 35s in this area, but let's see if we can get her most of a song. Yes. Technical musicianship 85. Does she have any lyrics at all we could go with? She only needs a 15. I get that she may not have it. We can get to her to 91 for a digital song. I'm actually going to give that a try. Let's give that a try. And the reason is it gets her another possibility of going for an award. And we'll go with Overclocked. It'll be a high energy song. I think the name makes some sense. It's kind of a technical term. There we go. So she's written her second song. What we want to do then is we'll take Overclocked here and give it a tag of this is an all Kiwi song. I would prefer it gotten to 100, but that's okay. We have plenty of years ahead of us that she can win all the awards she wants, but it is fun to win the awards. I love winning the awards. What a great game when you can win awards and put them on your wall. I know, it's the simple things, folks. Okay, so here is our gig. Let's play it. We are just six song slot today. So, okay, we know that it was a big venue last night. This one is not nearly as big. I kind of want to go ahead and play this. And the reason I want to do it is to see how different it is. I have a feeling we will be much, much better off. I just kind of want to prove out that point. So exactly the same playlist in the same city the next day, smaller venue. Let's see what happens. And as you can see, the interest level was much, much better because we had burned that energy in these first songs. So let's see what we got here. Was extremely happy with our performance. Got some bumps here, but bigger bumps than yesterday, so if you think about how that probably works, bigger bump at a smaller venue, these songs hit better today with the smaller venue. And it probably has to do with our popularity more than anything else. Okay, but we only sold 4 shirts. That's kind of disappointing. We only had 75 of our fans in attendance, and we sold 2 copies of our album. Much worse in the merch sales. Much, much worse. But this looks a lot better. No blue. Everything's at least a 3. As we already knew, Prom Queen, I think it only got a 2 yesterday. And Low Fidelity got blue. So we see that improved quite a bit. We had spent, I think, about 8 more points of energy at this point. We need to go back and look to make sure I remember that right. I thought it was at 53 when we played this one, and that's why it went poorly. There we go. Okay, it is Sunday. We're going to go home. Or Saturday. It will be Sunday when we get home. And since we have until next Friday, we're going to go ahead and hang out at home, get some practice in, get these other songs up to date. And it is a triple point day and we don't have a place to busk. That's too bad. Okay, and our album continues to fall, but we kind of expected that. We have some great song ideas coming up, and that is often key. You know what? We're going to go home first, and then we will exit right away and go across the street. I should have done this before. With it being a triple point day, there's a piece of me thinking, let's work today. You know what? We're just going to go home, and we will pick up in the next episode right here on this fantastic triple point day and find some stuff to do. I want to thank you for joining me today. This is Rising Star 2 from Gilly Games. It's available on Steam. Has been for a very long time. It is a very enjoyable game. And beyond that, thanks for joining me. Until next time, fair travels.